They're one of Africa's leading payroll and HR technology companies, Seamless HR, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have unveiled a new approach to optimizing blue-collar employee welfare and productivity via an embedded financial solution. The curtain was raised on the new tech-based initiative that's designed as a win-win financial solution at an event held here in Lagos this week. Dr. Emmanuel Okeleji is the CEO and co-founder of Seamless HR and is in the studio now for a chat to this. Great having you here this Friday evening. Let's put it there. It's a TGIF. That's good. Thank you. Let me just hit the ground running. Time is money. So how does Seamless HR connection to embedded finance enhance the quality of blue-collar employees? What do you bring to the table here?
First, thanks for having me, Boston. Seamless HR is an end-to-end HR and payroll software company, which means that we help medium to large enterprises manage all of their human resources from hiring all the way to exit and everything in between. And doing that work means that we process quite a lot of payroll. We, for instance, have a target of getting to about 20 million payrolls in a few years. And the way we see that work is that if you sit on that much payroll, as you know, payroll is one of the major taps of the economy. This is where people earn the money that they spend in, food, shelter, and all the basic things that people do. And so if you're sitting on all that payroll in 2023, when there's open banking and so much APIs that you can garnish payrolls with financial services, we feel it's almost a responsibility we owe to our customers to deploy financial services to help. And so we've started, for instance, with what we call earned wage access, which allows working people to have access to the wages they've earned before the end of the month. And that's sort of actually more important now, given what's going on in our country.
Where things move on a daily basis.
Absolutely. If people have earned their money, they should be able to access it and not wait until the end of the month when the employer pays, because there's a lot of things calling for that money now. And things as critical at times as the health of a child or as food on the table. If you have money you've earned, you should be able to access it. And this is one of the things that we can now do with financial technology in 2023 that we couldn't do 10 years ago, and it's already happening in other parts of the world.
So bringing Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation during the week was quite interesting for me, because this is a philanthropist organization. Where and how do two of you meet? Where's the link here?
Absolutely. So the foundation is the biggest privately owned charity organization in the world, and everyone knows the amount of impact that the foundation is interested in working on around the world, healthcare and all of that. And they have one of the core areas, which is financial services for the poor. And the foundation has a thesis around financial services that's based on payroll embedded finance. And they've done this in Asia. And as you know, the foundation works through partners, and they will seek out the best partners in every market they go to collaborate
and you folks
with.
The big boys.
Well, we're good at what we do, and thanks to the team that work at Seamless HR.
And if you want to go far, go with others. So I love this. So this financial inclusion, how will it really work? How will this partnership work? What are you bringing to the table?
So we're building all the technology. Technology is ours. The foundation is advising us with the experience they have in Asia, for instance. And of course, there must be some financing going on between us and the foundation. That's happening. I can make mention of that. And we built all the technology. We're working with employers in Nigeria. For instance, the event that you referred to, we were sitting with the top 30 employers of blue-collar workers in the country.
In Nigeria?
So, yes, all of and we're doing the same thing in Kenya as well with the foundation, where we're sitting with the top 30 employers.
That's coming soon?
Yes, that's in 2 weeks' time in Nairobi, where we're sitting with the top employers in Kenya as well. So we're collaborating with the employers. We've built a first version of the product that's robust enough to begin to help. Indeed, we started signing up customers this week, and some of the largest employers are already coming on board. And we, however, are also collaborating with the employers. And because we're an African company, we're able to learn from the employers and improve the service as we go along. And what we started with is earned wage access, not just for blue-collar workers, but for all workers in companies. We're also scaling that up to other financial services, like access to different kinds of credit for things like school fees, rent, things that people really do with money.
But I could have just do that with a loan shark. What's the difference here? I don't want to get bitten by shark, but then I could use it. What's the difference?
I was going to say that the first difference is that we're not sharks. And the second being that things like earned wage access, for instance, brings the cost of financing significantly down. And the calculations we have show that you end up paying not more than 2 to 3% over a year on your salaries.
On my wage.
Yes, through earned wage access, as against where you're seeing people paying up to 60% or more from the sharks that you've talked about. So innovations like this actually help working people to access credit cheaper, and also just a lot of gaps that exist in the traditional, for instance, for blue-collar workers who don't have financial history. What innovations like this allow us to do is for them to collateralize their employment, because we have data that then allows them to have their employment as a collateral to access credit. As you would see this happening a lot in Europe and America, where there's social security numbers and stuff like that allows people to have some collateral that they can...
Kind of social safety nets that you had over
Absolutely. There. I mean, the government is doing a lot now, and we're all trying to collaborate to see how we can contribute to improving the faith and a lot of us Nigerians.
I'm trying to see the solutions that Seamless HR is bringing to allow this to improve productivity, because that's going to be music to the ears of Mr. President right now. We need to improve productivity. We need people to get down to work, but they also need access to welfare and good life.
Absolutely. So first of all, it's like happy staff is a more productive staff. And if you're able to find the money to do the things that you need to do, you're more productive. But second,
instead of grumbling throughout the month.
Absolutely, or not having enough money to get to work, for instance.
Yes, because petrol prices keep moving, transportation and all of that.
Absolutely. So, but besides that, we also have other modules on Seamless HR platform, like I said, from hiring to exit. So everything you need to hire the right staff in the right position to keep them working, from performance management to time and attendance, who comes to work, who doesn't come, who works overtime, tracking all of that, and empowering the employees as well to have access to all that data and to manage them better. So we have all of those modules as well that's connected to payroll and then connected to embedded finance.
Interesting. I'm looking at your long-term goals and plans in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for impact for blue-collar employees in Africa and beyond.
Yes. So I mean, the relationship with the foundation is a long-term relationship. It's we're in this for the long haul. And we started with this first phase, which is sort of engaging.
I was just about to ask, how many phases are we really going through here?
Well, I mean, as far as we can see, it's like this is the first phase of work. The next phase is the eternal phase. We go this as far as the road can take us. But essentially, is that we're starting with Nigeria and Kenya. But the vision is to do this across Africa. Seamless is now in about 7 countries. But we're going to be doing this across the continent, and the goal is to help the most hardworking Africans enjoy a better life. And who better to do that with than with the biggest charity organization in the world? So we found a really solid partner in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and we are pretty ambitious about what we want to do in the continent, and we're here for the long haul. Absolutely.
What's the feedback you've been getting from employers as far as this was concerned since Wednesday when you had this event? Are you getting some feedbacks in terms of how they intend to onboard and how this will make things a lot easier for them as well in terms of the size of what you pay at the end of the month? And you can just take it down a little bit and reduce that cash flow that comes at the end of every month. You've got your heart in your mouth because you've got X, Y amount to pay as a lump sum to employees at the end of every month.
Fantastic question. Indeed, this is true. Indeed, we've signed up close to 100,000 people between Wednesday and today. I'm not kidding. Of course, we're working with the largest employer. So 3 employers can represent that number, right? and yes. That's actually what has happened. And because it's really timely, employers are trying to figure out how do we help our employees now that, during the program, fuel prices went up exactly during the program. So employers are grappling with that and trying to figure out how do we help our employees? So this is really timely, and we were able to sign up employers immediately. Some of those employers, for instance, we are having to innovate for new things for them. Some of them want a solution that allows them to pay their staff salary on a fixed day every month because they are not able to do it on a fixed day because of their cash cycles and stuff like that. So we're deploying all that, even solutions that we didn't talk about on Wednesday. And that speaks to the ability to innovate on the goal and to really partner with employers to find solutions that work towards the same goal that we both have, which is to empower working people to enjoy a better life.
Is this all digital based? Is it on my laptop, on my mobile, whatever? How does it?
100% digital. We're a tech company. We're doing everything online. So it's mobile, it's USSD, it's laptops, it's completely on the web.
So I could just onboard. How many minutes? How long will it take for me to onboard if I just got to?
For large employers, because we're
Yes.
talking like the largest
The
companies.
multinationals.
Yes. It would take everything from a day to two to set an employer up to get them started, and the employees, once the employers are able to pay salaries over a couple of months, because you need to track the data. You need to see how these employers are paying, how many people are leaving their company. Then the employees will start enjoying some of those benefits, and some of the benefits the employees are enjoying immediately as well.
Okay, sounds interesting. It's interesting. You digital tech guys get me. What's it these days? Who's, because it's a whole different world out there. But again, it's a Friday. I'm
Thanks
sure
for
we all
having
can
me.
use. Thank God it's Friday.
Thank
but wish
you.
you all the best.
Thank you.
Something
Thank you.
new, innovative coming out of Nigeria and partnering with one of the biggest in the world, Seamless HR and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.